Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Alex. I'm back from my sickness and I'm here to join back with the rest of the Figuring Out team members. And we're here, as you've all been waiting for, our results for our Healing Your Way challenge. Isn't that right, boys?
hmm
And we are
Absolutely, man.
very, very excited to show you our results and our transformations to that.
hmm
We're gonna start off with Joshan and then go all the way down, and we're gonna be reflecting on how our body felt, how our mind felt, how our energy felt, productivity, our emotions of how angry, frustrated, or peaceful and happy we were, our disciplinary levels, how long we were committed to the our challenge week by week basis, as well as our sleep and our mindfulness and spiritual connection. And we're going to be giving you our updates on a 1 through 10 scale. So you'll see where we went up and low, and we'll be giving you the reasons, obviously, why we thought it went that way, as well as if I think at the end, we'll analyze and discuss if we would do this challenge again, right? So, Joshan, you ready to show us your results?
Yep. So this is my results on a span of 30 days. Um this challenge for me was kind of easy because like my diet consists of things like fish, vegetables, um fruits, seasonal fruits. Uh we avoid dairy and high saturated fats like red meat. So like a lot of things like digestion were very easy for me, and especially with there being fermented foods like pickles, really helped like help my stomach and really helped overall my gut health throughout the whole challenge. So I think that's like one of the main things that really affected me was my gut health, and I really saw like um, a really big change from the start to the finish. And so here on day one, uh, I would say this is where I was the most skinniest, being 163, and like this is as the start challenge started. I wasn't eating like too good, eating maybe more dairy and maybe more greasy foods. But as I cut out those things, my body started to become more toned as the challenge went on, and I I think I put on more. I definitely put on more muscle than from when I was using the diet when I started. So on day one, my body was kind of like a 7 because I didn't have the effects that I had doing the whole challenge yet. But my body felt like a 7 because I feel like I didn't have the right diet, as the Japanese diet really is something that I might do in the future, and it's the right diet for me. I really believe that. And my mind was pretty good. Energy, it can go up and down depending on when you sleep, but like with the kosher diet, I was able to sleep better because it prevents you from eating too late in the day, because it wants you to digest all the food before you get into a state where you're going to sleep. So like my sleep kind of got better over time uh because of eating earlier in the day, and also eating till I'm 80% full. On this diet, I never ate 100% full because you want to prevent overeating, as well as like that feeling when you eat too much and you're just sat there and you feel lazy, that kind of took away a lot of those things for me. And as I moved on to day 7, uh I felt like my energy started to get better over time. And God, I just want to know, what do you guys think? Like, does it look like I changed a lot, like, or not? I mean, I mean, it's not.
I
I don't have too much change, but like, I feel like I did
Yeah,
progress in
I
a way.
think your muscle tone increased.
Mhm,
Like some of the body areas. I think shoulders and clavicles, like this area.
mhm,
I think your muscles are more noticeable now. So definitely, I mean, definitely, muscle got stronger over the time, and
mhm.
more. You got more leaner, I guess. I mean, pounds went up, but that might mean you just gained muscle mass. You know.
Yeah.
I think we all have to take with a pinch of salt that it's a month only. It's not like we're doing 6
Mhm.
months to have,
Yeah.
like, the most results that are visible and noticeable to everyone, but I'm sure, like, if you look at day 1 versus day 20 or day 30, right, you can see the clear vast jump between, but if you looked at day 1 and day 14, right, you wouldn't see that, like what Mike said about, the clavicles, and you look like you got, put on a little bit more muscle, right? You wouldn't see that little jump, and I feel like that's good to reflect on because for people starting out, those first 14 days can be very demotivating because you don't see
Mhm.
that progress or change.
Yeah, and I do notice as I'm taking more of a look at the pictures in day 1 to day 30, like, around the chest area, it looks like a little more developed as well as, more, like, more muscle, developed over time. So, I feel like I did progress in that aspect as well as I can say my cardio, has gotten a lot better towards and I felt that way towards the last 7 to 10 days of the challenge. And not only was that for my exercise where I was doing like mixed martial arts 3 days a week, and still I'm doing that and also lifting 3 days a week. So having a consistent schedule really helped me gain my muscle mass as well as doing the diet. I think it really helps like keeping a good lean body, but also to gain muscle. And uh, I would say in day 7 to 14, um, my productivity kind of was like going up a little bit. Like I felt like it was a little up and down, but I was getting my mind to do more things. And all these numbers from that you see are the averages of day 1 to 7, day 7 to 14, and then the averages from the time period. So uh I felt like I was able to do more work and my body could manage these other factors. So I would say that also doing those exercises like 6 days a week really kind of helped me shape my body into like a more leaner like to look more lean. And you guys have any questions for me? Like
Well, I wanted to ask if, as you know, you said no red meat, right? Or
mm,
is it just meat in general?
so what the meat I'm allowed to eat is just fish,
Mhm.
and also like white meat like chicken, and turkey and things like that. I can't eat red meat because it's too high in saturated fats. And in the history of Japan, they don't eat red meat as much.
Yeah, and what I was leading on with that was, about cravings. What do you think was,
Mhm.
like, the hardest thing to cut out?
Uh, for me, like when I was on the diet, I would say sugary beverages. I felt like were something that I wanted to have during the time period, like boba or something like that. But I found different ways to meet my cravings by having like green tea. I'm allowed to have green teas like matcha and sencha, and I can put honey in it. Still healthy. I didn't use too much sugar additives, so um, but still, like I still met my cravings. Like I only had to drink green tea or like some type of tea to fulfill them. So I didn't have too many problems with cravings at all during the whole diet.
And would you say this is, like, a sustainable thing? Do you think you could do it for another 3 or 6 months?
Yeah, I think the sustainability of this diet is definitely I would say like much more bearable than other diets, like maybe Prit's elimination diet. As I know it's pretty hard. Like this really let me eat the foods that I like. Like I like eating rice. I like eating soup. And I like eating fish. So it wasn't too much of an issue for me to adapt to the schedule.
In the future, would you say like you would try out like remix of the diet? Let's say add the red meat and whatever was
Yeah.
not,
So.
you know.
Mhm. Like, so I would say in the future to maybe like tweak the diet a little bit, I would add some red meat, not too much because I feel like with digestion, it could slow you down if you don't have enough fibers in your diet. So, keeping the amount of vegetables I eat, as well as like making sure I have like a little bit of red meat to like kind of like giving myself options during the day. Like I don't have to eat fish all the time. I could eat red meat, chicken, or turkey. So I think the red meat as well as uh, maybe some more options for vegetables I would do because the vegetables that you're supposed to eat during the Wakoshu diet are more like um like cooked vegetables like daikon and things like that. But like if I want to have things like that are not in season, I would probably like change it a little bit.
And I had a question. I know you've put the energy. It looks like throughout your tracking, it's like somewhat consistent with like
Mhm.
a 7 and 8 kind of consistency there. Can you like walk me through that? Like, what do you like? You were like didn't have any like sluggish feelings or laggish feelings at all?
Yeah, so maybe unlike you guys might have like during your whole time during the challenge, you guys might have lower energy due to like not getting used to the schedule of eating. Like I know Alex has to eat and then go to sleep and like cycle that over and over again. Like I'm able to have like a stable energy throughout the whole day, just making sure I eat at the right times as well as making sure I'm following the exact diet because when I was eating during that time the dishes are supposed to be one soup and then three side dishes. So I think like eat be consistent and eating those same things every single meal like kind of kept my energy levels at like a good spot. And I also do feel like this challenge really opened my eyes for me I can do the Wakoshu diet even off the challenge and I might not even notice it because it was so easy to adapt to and doing it to day 20 to 30 I felt like I was just living like normal life. Like it was so easy for me to do the Japanese diet.
I know as your friend, sushi is your favorite food, right?
Mhm.
So would you say that, eating fish and having sushi, that was like a big enjoyable part for you and helped you on this journey?
Yeah, I feel like it was a big plus for me that knowing that I could eat sushi whenever I wanted because it was a part of the diet and I'm allowed to eat fish, I'm allowed to eat rice. So being able to eat sushi even every other day really made it more enjoyable for me throughout the whole challenge. And uh like I felt like I I can do like another 2 months even of the challenge as well.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Um, and
Like
can
for
you
the
like
people,
walk?
What are you
go
saying?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, you go. I already asked
I
you.
was gonna ask like for the people that might be joining just now, could you like quickly go over your routine, whatever workout splits, you know,
Mhm. Yeah,
just
so I would say so for as for the eating, I would eat mainly just fish, fish or chicken, things like that, like cooked vegetables, as well as seasonal fruits and fermented foods. During my diet, I would never eat dairy, too much heavy dairy, greasy foods, or high saturated fats like red meat. So I would just keep that in mind throughout the whole day, and and do 3 meals a day. I would wake up early around like 8 to earlier around like 8 to 9, have the first meal. Then this would say like a Monday. I'll have the first meal, and then around the afternoon time, like I would say like 12 to 1, have the second meal, and then go to do training. Like since I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do mixed martial arts training. I do that in the afternoon after my second meal, and then I would say I have my last meal around like latest 8 o'clock to make sure I can digest the food before I go to sleep. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday or Sunday, I'll be lifting, and it'll be the same cycle as I'm like eating, same type of food and same time periods where I'm eating. So yeah, that's pretty much a rundown of like how every day is going. Like I would have one rest day on the weekend, whether it be Saturday or Sunday, I will lift. So one rest day would like really enough for me. I would get enough recovery. At night, sleeping was totally fine for me.
Oh, so talking about sleeping, I noticed that on day one
Mhm.
you had a 9, and then throughout the challenge it looks like you had a 7. Was there like a problem or a cause you think you could identify to that?
I
Why it
felt
went
like
down slightly?
I felt like I was fine, like especially like during the earlier days, like from day 1 to 7, I felt totally fine. But like as the days went on, I felt like I was kind of like had too much energy, like at the end of the day, and I didn't have something to kind of like wind down. And maybe what I could do is like maybe doing something that like reading or things like that to have my brain like relax a bit more, because just because I ate at a certain time, like doesn't always mean like my body's ready to go to sleep, because like I could be doing things like drinking tea as well. Like I felt like I was like during the end of the day I maybe would be playing video games, so that would keep me up. So like I guess like those days I felt a little more tired.
And I think, oh, another question I have is if you had to recommend the challenge to like somebody starting out, what would you give that like out of 10?
If I was to recommend this challenge, I would say this like as would you say like if it's easy or like
Yeah, so like 1 being like difficult, like would not advise, and 10 being like this is like a good starting point for someone who's trying to heal their way.
I would say like judging even by the pictures, like I would say like it's a 8 to 9 out of 10. Like even though it was just a month period, I was able to make progress with my body in that short amount of time. So I think like even me, where I felt like I couldn't change as much with my body right now, because like I'm already in like a decent shape. Um, like I feel like I made a decent amount of changes. So I would say 8 or 9 out of 10. This diet is really recommended.
And I know that we're not continuing the challenge uh like past this episode, but are you going to continue this, or are you going to like go back to like red meat?
I'm gonna. I think so. As the days goes on, I think I like kind of still miss a little bit of red meat. So I think I'm just gonna indulge myself while I can, until maybe in the future I'll try this diet again.
I mean, I think you'd
Um,
be able to do it. I mean, this diet, I mean, for us, it's a diet, but for people in Japan, it is like a normal way of eating, right? It is like
mhm.
normal food for them.
No, I mean, it's not always a normal way of eating for them. It's more of a like a older way of eating. Like when they didn't have all these things like the greasy or junk food. Like they could go to a shop next like down the street and get like some junk food. Like this is some of the healthy food that they ate when like many years ago, and this is what was on the land, and this was like the seasonal foods that they could get their hands on.
So
So,
it's more
hmm?
traditional and like cultural foods that you eat.
Yeah, mhm, and, like, it goes to show, like, Japanese people have the highest life expectancy, like, so they like, as you can see, it's, like, still working to this day. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much um, like, my diet and, like, how it went. But, like, what do you guys think, like, overall? Like like, 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 the do you guys think I did good or like?
I
I
mean, as
think it
long
was.
as you're happy, bro.
Hmm.
I feel like you're more happy now, so that might mean that you're
Yeah.
a little increased, you know. So you gotta be working.
Yeah, guys, it's not always just about the like how you look or
Yeah.
what it feels like physically. It's also about like mentally being okay, you know? And I felt like through this whole challenge, like my mental state was like totally fine and also spiritually I felt like more more like in tune with the nature, you know?
Yeah, your mind record definitely reflects
Hmm.
that throughout that data sheet.
Hmm.
So I had a question for Mike and Prit. You guys inspired to do this challenge maybe after seeing these results?
I mean, I was doing Epic Paleo challenge, which I think is more sustainable and like easier to follow for me because I cannot live without red meat, you know.
Hmm. Would you guys
Yeah,
try this
but
diet like after seeing how it went for me? Like, what do you guys, all three of you, what do you guys think?
I think I would definitely like give this diet a try because it's like a very different like diet from like what I'm doing. Like your diet is like focused on other things compared to my diet, so I feel like it's like a new change of perspective for me if
Hmm.
I try to any of your diets.
Hmm. Like you can even try this diet for even 1 week, and I feel like you'll feel a change already. Like with the non-greasy foods and like cut out a lot of the dairy. I feel like your digestive system will feel a lot better, even after 1 week.
I mean, I'm not allowed to have dairy in my diet unless
Hmm.
it's lactose free. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay, guys. So I think that was it for uh my diet, and we're gonna move on to Mike's.
Oh. mm. So this was my transformation, as you can see, guys. I lost like 8 pounds. Um, just I would say for me, diet was I used this month to build up some habits. Like before I started a challenge, I had to drink soda with my food. Like I cannot go without the soda, even though it was like that or zero sugar. Like I had to drink it. But this month I used to build my habit of drinking water with my food, and I was strictly drinking water with everything. I didn't drink soda for a whole month.
Mm.
I would say it was a great change because I saw like with the digestion part, I saw a lot of improvement. Because I would say because of diet probably, but drinking water also helps a lot. Keeps you hydrated, keeps your mind clean, skin getting better. You know. Uh,
So what types of foods do you think like changed your stomach or like helped it in a way, you know? Like during the challenge, what foods like really changed like how you felt in the morning?
um, probably I would say seafood did a lot of heavy lifting because I was eating salmon. Either it was smoked salmon or just I fried it in butter and that kind of stuff. Um, Also, meat, eggs helped a lot. Did straight protein. Also, as a carbs, I was eating just potatoes, and I would say my diet was pretty good, and I love my diet because it's sustainable and also like you can create a lot of meals that you can just eat everyday basis. If you cannot eat one straight meal for a whole week, let's say, you can just mix these ingredients and just cook up some different type of meals because I'm type of person I cannot eat same dish like two times in a row, so I always had something different to eat, and it was like easily accessible.
Mhm.
Also, my sleep kind of was we see dropping because I had to wake up 6 a.m. for the sun and sunbathing to go outside. So that was hell of a change of my routine. I usually didn't wake up at 6 a.m. The little later in the day, but we did it. We tried to hang in there. This month, I feel like this month for everyone was just to fix the basics of our routine and those what do I call it? I forgot the word.
Like bad
Fu-
habits.
Not habits, like fundamentals of our
Mm.
routine. Like drinking water, going to sleep early, all that kind of stuff. There's
Mhm.
something that we usually was not doing throughout everyday life. So that was a pretty kind of different experience. Like not everyone is ready for that kind of drastic change in their lifestyles, and I would suggest people to try out, maybe start a little easy, and time to time increase and add those things into their routines, like waking up early, drinking more water, and that kind of stuff, trying to eat healthy. And the craving stuff, like after, I would say, week and a half, I stopped craving sugar and sweet stuff. Like when I look at some candy or whatever, right? I usually always ended up having one, but this time, okay, I'm just gonna pass. I was not craving it. I was just looking at it, didn't have a craving sensation. So I would just pass. Maybe eat some fruit, blueberries, that kind of stuff. More fibers.
Yeah, I can see like your energy. It looks pretty well. Like during the whole challenge, you even got like better. I
Yeah.
would say. Like what do you think like helped the energy, or like how do you feel like throughout the challenge went on?
Probably I would say diet and sleep schedule play the big part, because once you get that cycle going on and reboot it, your body cycle starts to adapt, and you automatically produce more energy throughout the day. Your body, when you wake up at 6 a.m., go outside and sunbathe, like your body wakes up, keeps you energized whole day. Even we talked about cold showers. I was also taking cold showers, which also helped to get my body going and that kind of stuff.
Hmm. And like how do you feel your emotional side and like more spiritual side felt like during or even after the challenge?
Um, I
Because
was,
it shows it looks pretty good from here, you know.
yeah, of course. Um, I would say I was still connected with, like I mentioned in previous episodes, but I have a connection with God. I'm a Christian, so pretty good spiritual connection with that. I mean, if people would like to say the would count spiritual connection with God, I would say it was great. Praying every day, all that kind of stuff felt great. My mind was clear. If I felt like overstimulated, or I felt like my mind was packing up a storage, uh, I would just meditate, clear out my mind, and keep going. Meditation also helped a lot.
Hmm. And how do you see like I'm interested in like the sun thing, like how do you feel like waking up early and like getting sunbathing really changed how you felt like towards like since the start of the challenge, like how did it affect you?
Uh, kept like I say, it kept me more energized, and throughout the day helped me just get my energy going, and help me come across different challenges throughout the day.
Hmm.
I
And like
know.
you can go.
You go.
Like I can see like even the difference from the start, like you do look like a lot more lean towards like the lower part of your body, and
Mhm.
I feel like even also your face looks a little more lean as well. It like it really shows like the difference from the start to the end. Like I feel like.
Yeah, and this was mostly because of diet. Like some days I had to work overnight shift, morning shift, and when I was feeling tired, I didn't end up going to the gym. Just taking a walk outside. Also at work, I was doing a lot of steps. So I would say if I locked into gym more, we would have seen more results. But that's coming soon. times ahead. We got whole life in front of us. Time to adapt some things, get things going.
Hmm.
Like I would definitely keep going with the diet routine. I saw some benefits, so why not use it?
Hmm. And like, why do you feel like you had like better sleep? As one of the questions in your chat, like, why do you feel you had better sleep during the first day than rather than like later in the challenge?
Like I said, like waking up at 6 a.m. and adapted the sleep schedule was pretty drastic change because everybody gonna rate uh, like 10 hours of sleep, 10 out of 10. I went to sleep at 3 a.m. waking up at 12. That's 10 out of 10 sleep right there. But going to sleep at 11 and waking up at 6, that's that's drastic change. Of course, adaptation part was kind of hard, so I would say that's why points dropped a little bit. And
Hmm.
slowly we can see like once I started to adapt, it went from 6 to 8 and 7.
Yeah. Like, do you think you would do this diet in the future? Like, I know it's hard on your sleep and things like that, but it does look like you look like, and like it shows that you feel better like throughout the challenge. Like, do you think you will do it later on?
Yeah, absolutely. I will stick with the diet because, like I said, I saw a lot of benefits with my digestion system, with my body, with my mental status. So I will definitely keep up with the diet. Maybe only thing I will do was add rice. Maybe I'll do my research if it's beneficial for me. Why not? Because rice actually helps to create a lot of meals. I'm type of guy to I have to eat different stuff every day.
Hmm.
So the more ingredients I got, the better meals I can cook up.
Yeah.
That was
Um.
that was like only issue with my diet. No rice. That's it. Like
Mhm.
that was only deal with it. Everything
Yeah,
else
because
was fine for me.
yeah, you
So
could even say like that like help like without rice it like kind of like changed how your energy felt throughout the challenge as well. Like I feel like rice is a good like source of energy. So like losing that might have made you feel like a little more drowsy during the day, you know?
Okay, yeah.
so you
Hmm.
were
I
saying that you
know that.
want to find a variety throughout your diet? Because I know rice is a huge staple in many like Asian diets, mine especially, and it's a big source of carbs and fiber, which helps you make full. How'd you feel like when you didn't have access to all that?
Like if you ask if I was getting full with my meals,
Mm-hmm.
I was getting full because I was eating more green stuff like salad and all that kind of stuff. More veggies. So it also counts as a fiber. So I would say I was getting full, and also one thing I took from Joshan's diet, I was trying to not get to 100% fullness because
Hmm.
what I noticed is when I was like 80% full, I felt a lot better, and like after having a meal, I was not dying, and I had to lay down just to digest whatever I had.
Hmm.
So uh, getting full up to 80% helped a lot. Also, I adapt
Yeah,
to
no
it.
food coma, you
Yeah,
know? Hmm. And like
and my meals also were not that lot of big of a portions. So yeah, it just takes time to adapt everything.
mhm. But if I was a viewer and like looking at this, I would be saying like try this diet right now, you know, because like it show like what people like what see is like the picture. Like I still see like a big change from start to finish. And like what would you say like for exercise? Like how did it go for you like every day? Like what were
Most
you
of
doing?
most of the exercise include walk and cardio because if I didn't have time to go lift, because lifting takes around an hour, hour and a half. Cardio takes 30 minutes. So if I didn't have time, I just tried to make sure that I had my cardio in and my steps in.
Hmm.
Even 10,000 steps a day helps you a lot. Like you don't have to lift every day. You just have to walk. If you start with
That's
walking, you will see a drastic change.
that's what I
Hmm.
used to do. I used to walk at least 10,000 steps at night, and it would take like an hour or an hour and a half to reach
Mhm.
that height. Because
Yeah.
usually I used to do that during school, and I would have like 4,000, 5,000 steps by the time school was over already.
And you would say that like helped a lot in terms of like cardio or like fitness overall.
hmm I think 10,000 steps is like overall 600, 700 calories,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, that's
just
really good.
that passive like calorie burn to your overall day, I feel like would help a lot. Like Michael was saying.
Mhm. And you like you said, you do it at the end of the day, like you could be finding some time like in the middle of the day, earlier in the day, like
Yeah.
it just matters like what's most convenient for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever.
No, I also set up a punching bag. Yeah, thanks
Mhm.
to y'all guys. Y'all gave me one. So
Mhm.
I ordered the hanger and I hang the punching bag, and I was getting my cardio there too.
Yeah.
Like if it was rainy day or something like that, I just stay home. Punching bag cardio was a great method too.
Yeah, do a couple rounds and like
Yeah.
you'll already feel the sweat, like
Yep.
and you're already like moving in the right direction.
just make sure you keep that footwork up, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys got any questions, or like would y'all try this diet based on my
Yeah,
transformation?
like based on your transformation, I would definitely try the diet. Like I would like to see feel myself like the change of like having sunlight earlier and waking up earlier in the day. And like I would want to know like how was sleep because like maybe sleep for you wasn't
Mhm.
as good. Like I would want to see like how that works for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
definitely.
mhm,
Every individual is different. I also want to throw in there, like we talked about morning routines. Like with my diet, I said skin got better. I also got new products for, facial cleansers and moisturizers. That definitely also helped a lot with my skin, my face. I had a lot of acne as a kid.
mhm,
It's getting better. So definitely go watch our previous episodes, guys. We
mhm.
talked about morning routines. You can get some things up and add to your routine. You know,
Yeah. Mhm.
make it better. You don't have to be perfect. Like reading on the paper, you don't have to copy every single word or every single exercise. You can like add your adaptations. Just make sure it's beneficial for you. If you think that it will be beneficial for you and you tried it out and you think it's good, it helps you, like just add to your routine. You know.
Mhm. And
I had
like
a
without mhm. Yeah,
I wanna
yeah, you
ask
can
a
go.
question. So, I know you and Sahan had the same diet, the Epipaleo diet, and I know Sahan in previous episodes, he's talked about Jack Cruz and that book, Mrs. Coin, mother of Joshan and Sahan Coin, gave to us. Do you do you, recommend, anything in that book that really helped you out in this diet, or anything that, put you on that right path?
Yeah, absolutely. Like people, people tend to like tell you something, but once you listen to that conversation, you might say, okay, this might work, but how do I know exactly what's going on, how it will work? After reading this book, like you realize what's going on molecular levels, why, let's say, sunbathing helps in the morning. Why is it beneficial for us? Why should we do it? Dr. Jack Cruz explains everything. He also explains the whole facts about the behind the diet, why it works. So definitely recommend it to people who want to try Happy Paleo diet. Uh, you can start diet just searching up online what to do and then start read the book, or you can just read book first, do your research, and ready up for your diet.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So recording the book, how would you say say if I didn't like to read, like is there any forms of how I can access the book, and like how long would you say the read was for you? Is it like an easy read, or you think that we might struggle with it on some parts?
Yeah, I would not say it was a easy read because he uses a lot of biological terms. Some people might not understand, but he also has a dictionary kind of thing where he explains the meanings of the word. You can also Google something that you don't understand. You know, This 21st century, not that hard. And also, yeah, it's like 320 pages, 350 pages. Definitely takes time
Mhm.
to finish it up, but definitely
And
recommend it.
and if you guys don't have any further questions, we could even move on to Alex's review. Okay, I guess we can move on.
So yeah, here's my Ronaldo diet. Um, what I will say, just in starters, it was a lot harder than I thought it would be in terms of discipline, in terms of routine, and in terms of workout and diet overall. Um, I also wanted to mention halfway through this diet plan, I started working uh, 2 jobs at a summer camp as a camp counselor and as a dining server at a retirement home. So my sleep was affected as well as my energy levels, but I gave the best I could each day, day in, day out. Um, for my body, I think I put on a little bit more muscle as well with leanness as the challenge progressed. I wasn't too uh, sore, I would say, after the first week. The first week was the hardest for me because I put myself through workouts that I've never done before, which really tested my physical state as well as my fortitude to continue the challenge despite my love for Ronaldo. Um, I think the the newest part that I hadn't had before was the swimming part, which I personally enjoyed, but it really helped me, I think, put on some pounds of muscles as well as gave me that kind of free cardio in a way while I was having fun in the water. So I really enjoyed that. My mind was up there, as you guys can see, with the in the tens and eights.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's just like I was trying to be like my idol, and that really motivated me. Uh, more of like a personal connection. Energy was usually up there. Think I talked about it on the week one, after our first week of of the challenge, and how I cut from 5 Celsius a day to 2 Celsiuses, which I
Mm,
think was
that's
a
a good
big
amount
step.
of Celsius.
That was a big step in my caffeine intake and
Mhm.
limiting that.
Like if
As we
somebody could
talked,
say like I would say like day 21, it looks like the challenge did take a little bit of a toll on you like your body and your like your product maybe your productivity like how would you, like what do you think like played a role into that like maybe lowering how your body felt and your energy.
well, I think I start work now every day, Monday through Friday at 8:30. And I take care of kindergartners, so they're pretty attention based. So my energy usually goes down the drain pretty quick, and a Celsius is required around noon or 1 p.m. so I can function.
Mhm.
But I think doing a job like a camp counselor where a lot of movement is required definitely had a positive contribution to this challenge as Ronaldo's always moving throughout his whole day, and that's what he's
Mhm.
paid to do to be like the best athlete in the world. So I think the second half might have helped me a little bit more, but of course, with the flip side of energy, my sleep was kind of inconsistent in a way, as some days I was less tired than other days. I actually found it interesting on my rest days, which were Tuesday and Saturday, but the same as Ronaldo's. Those were the days it was more difficult for me to sleep because I wasn't as tired when whilst on the other days, whilst I was working as well as doing the workouts, swimming, and then I was spending at least 2 hours on the treadmill per day. That really tired me out, and um, I think I didn't have as much. social interaction as I hoped. But Ronaldo was all about cutting out all those distractions and
Mhm.
being the best because to be the best it requires a lot of sacrifice, and that's why he's the best in the world.
I can see that, like, like, it shows that you did sacrifice a lot of things, like with your sleep, as well as like fixing it into like a new schedule. Would you say this is like the most like toughest challenge in terms of how the day goes, like your sleep and things like that? Would you say like would you say like that's like the most difficult thing? Or like what's a challenge that you think like kind of you have to overcome during the challenge?
I think it was I can tell you, like, for 2 parts because it kinda was, like, 2 challenges before I started working and versus as I'm still working, that part. Before I started working, I would say the hardest part was having that structure, because if you postponed it, like, an hour or anything, it messes up the whole schedule. So, it was very hard to stick to that. Um, I would say for after the challenge, I mean, the second half of the challenge, it was really hard for me to kind of if I had like that free hour or 2 in between my 2 jobs or before I'd have to go to bed to get, some 6 to 7 hours of sleep, I'd have to utilize that in the right way, in the right path. Rather than playing video games, I would go on the treadmill, for example. And it's like kind of where like I was really tired and it was I had to push through that mental barrier of saying like I gotta do this. Would Ronaldo go and play video games right now? No, he would
Hmm.
go on the treadmill or he would go do an ab workout. So for productivity and like that mind connection, I really um like pushed forward towards kind of like I hope
Hmm.
that's how Ronaldo feels.
Yeah. Would you
What I
say like
will
mhm. Oh, like I was gonna say,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
would you say like your mind kind of like improved, like as you said before, like because of the way Ronaldo thinks and like the mentality, were you like taking that on as well?
I was taking that on, but it's like again, I said at the beginning, it's a lot more said than done. And you really have to back up those actions because it's like right now it sounds easy what I'm saying, but it's like you like the first week might go easy, but like after the first 7 days, it can be really demotivating unless you have like that goal and you want to chase towards it. I can reflect on the mindfulness aspect because all those numbers were pretty low for me. I kind of did move my whole day through autopilot, especially through the second half of the challenge. As like I kind of was like my mind was, Ronaldo's doing this, so I got to do this, and it wasn't really about my thoughts or emotions at the time. It was more about completing the challenge and making sure I have the best data um, to support this challenge. So you guys have the most accurate representation whether to continue this or not. What I did notice, I could tell you for diet, um, I it was weird for me because I'm usually um like to eat full stomach once a day. That's usually how I uh did all my fitness diet plans. And Ronaldo usually does like these 200 to 400 calories meal increments. So you're not stuffed all the way. You're probably like 40% full and you have to utilize that energy within those 40 minutes after you
Uh,
consume that to something useful, to treadmill or to a workout or to the gym or to swimming. And and it was that for me was a really challenging part because
Hmm.
um I usually like to relax for like 3 hours after I eat, and then once all my food is digested, then I like to work out. But it's kind of like on the go because Ronaldo's all about overworking everybody. So it
Hmm.
it was I would say it was a very humbling experience. I can tell you that, and
Yeah, and I just want to say like it shows kind of shows that like your weight was kind of fluctuating a little bit, but you kind of were able to stay like more on the lean side. Like how do you feel like you were with like muscle and like keeping your muscle, or like maybe even like losing it, like what how did that go? as I can see, it's like fluctuating a little bit, even towards the end of the challenge.
Yeah, I think like there's aspects where I lost muscle, maybe I lost some fat as well. Um, sometimes like one of the meals is a steak, right? But I would be so hungry, I would eat two steaks. And eating that extra protein kind of adds to your weight, and losing muscle is harder than losing fat. So it kind of stuck to me. Um, there wasn't really a whole lot of like unnecessary carbs. I think like the closest to carbs would be the bananas. I really enjoy my fruits during this challenge, as I do have a crazy sweet tooth, but I really resorted to those bananas. And bananas are, if you do eat 4 or 5, it adds to 500, 600 calories. So you have to be careful with those, as that could hurt you in the long run. But I'd say in terms of discipline for workout and diet, it was pretty consistent. Um, I
Hmm.
enjoyed it. It was again a humbling experience. I'm really emphasizing that, but
And
I don't think.
there's one oh, there's one comment from the chat. Is
uh
Celsius a part of the Ronaldo challenge?
Yeah, so that's the one modification that I don't think so Ronaldo does. He drinks coffee, but I drink my Celsius, so we
Hmm.
weren't on par with that. But
Like
um,
so, in terms of like caffeine, like you chose Celsius instead, and that might have been your kind of, you would say, like cheat thing, on your diet.
yeah,
Mm.
I think also it's like a really hard to replicate the Ronaldo challenge. I know there's people all over social media. I know Sahan knows them, Neil and Neil Kennedy, who they're trying to become professionals in soccer, and they're trying to replicate like athletes, especially like soccer players, like diet and routine, and try to like spend like 8 hours training and then recovering. And I think it's a lot harder said than done. And for me, again, I wasn't able to replicate that. I wasn't on the pitch, 6 hours a day, going through drills, going through cones, shooting on goal. I was kind of replicating his gym progress. So,
Mhm,
in a way, if you think about the cardio aspect, it's like he's doing double than me already.
I
mhm.
have a
But
question.
he's mhm.
Um, you eat 5 bananas a day.
On some days I did, yeah.
Also, so you were saying that so this diet, from the sound of it, like you wouldn't recommend to like the average like person because like you have to do multiple naps and like multiple workouts during the day, and I figure like most people won't have that time. Especially, how did you feel like the diet kind of like changed for you ever since you picked up your two jobs? Like, did anything big change? You have to make big workarounds.
I think the with diet, it was helped me out, especially working at camp, because I would eat this like they have a snack time scheduled for the kindergartners, so I would eat during with them, which fills in that 2 to 3 hour breaks between meals. So that really helped me in terms of physical activity. It did help. It helped me as well, but I don't think it's the same level of intensity if you're going on the treadmill or running on a soccer pitch rather than running after kindergartners.
Mhm.
So
And
I think
I
there's
just want
that aspect to be considered.
I just wanted to touch on one thing, like I didn't get to during my time explaining my diet, but like I feel like Alex shouldn't be alone here. Like for my diet, like I would say, like some cheats I would say that I had was like maybe from time to time, like something like with a little more sugar, or like something that, because there's no added sugars in the Japanese diet, but I felt like I needed a like some sort of like a little cheat meal. Like I only had like maybe once or twice. I would just have more, like add more sugar to my drink, or like even like I would never eat red meat, but like have more dairy in the diet. Like um like I kind of had that a couple times. like no more than that, but I would say that was my cheat thing during my whole challenge. Like, Mike, how do you think like for your throughout your diet, like did you have any cheats, like cheat meals or things like that?
The only cheat meal, if I felt like I was bloated after a meal, which happened like only twice, I guess, just Coke Zero. That was it. Because it was still a habit, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But
good.
otherwise, it was easy to sustain, like, and doesn't take much of a strength to adapt this
Hmm.
diet. So I didn't have that type of issues with cheat meals and kind of stuff. But
Hmm.
I gotta thank for Alex. Uh, I know we talked about this like previous episodes, but like we mentioned how this diet is type of to maintain your weight. So after doing a 1 month, would you say is it for maintaining weight? Is it losing fat, or is it maybe maintaining weight and gaining more cardio? Like what would you say? You know the benefits.
I think it's hard to say, but I think are you saying for the future, right? Like if I
Yeah,
did this
yeah,
for 6 months?
yeah.
So I think Ronaldo's been doing this at the level for like what more than 20 years now. And if you look at Ronaldo's journey when he started off at Sporting and Manchester United, he kind of started off scrawny and skinny. And then by the time he got to Real Madrid, for example, in his prime years, I think all the fans saw he put on some muscle. So I think this is how like the alternative to that kind of clean bulking, where he's slowly gaining that muscle
Hmm.
while maintaining that leanness. And it's a long and tough journey to achieve that. And you can see like I gained 2 pounds if you or yeah to 168 to 173 to 170, and it was a really long uh journey, and it looks doesn't look like that much of a skip, but
Hmm.
like it was fluctuating around all crazy because on some days I had like 200 more calories and I would run a little bit less. And those two rest days, I think, play a big factor into that.
And like I see like that your mindfulness like jumped from threes and fours up to an eight like towards the end of the challenge. Like what was the purpose? What was like the meaning behind that? You know, like like what helped you reach better mindfulness?
I think I was motivated towards the last week saying that like this is good for me. I felt better. Um, I knew that if I approached this day with like a kind of like a full presence mindset and intention, and continue to regularly check in on my thoughts and emotions, and kind of reflect on that value and purpose of why I'm completing this to see what it's like, to live a month in the life of Ronaldo,
Hmm.
uh, and enhancing that connection to Ronaldo and that world of the footballing or even athlete world around me were really supported that increase. As I said earlier, and I was moving on autopilot, kind of like numb to my emotions, you could say, just because it was like a shift and completely in my routine, in my diet, and in my physical habits.
Would you recommend this diet? Like say overall, like would you recommend this diet to like somebody that wants to try to like stay fit or even get fit from what where the situation is they have?
I think it's a great challenge. I would say if one, you're a Ronaldo fan, and two, if you really, I would say I would use the word bored, and you want to try
You want a
a
mental
new way.
challenge, right? Like
Yeah, a new mental
mhm,
challenge to really
mhm,
see where your mind's at and if you can push through those mental barriers. Because there were
mhm,
times by meal 4, meal 5, I didn't want to eat no more because I was still stuffed from the last meal. But I knew I
mhm.
had to get that protein, carbs, healthy fats in. And I think on some days I was a little bit annoyed that I took a rest day on like a Tuesday, and it was like
Mhm.
I just worked out on Monday. It's kind of was weird for me to take a rest day right away.
And so you would say
So
you would rather recommend a diet like maybe the Japanese one like mine or even Mike's Epipaleo diet rather than Granola.
in terms of recommendable to the general public, I'd give it like a 2 or a 3, and that
Okay.
goes with the sustainability as well. I don't think so it's, like, I would not be able to I only was able to keep up with it for half a month, truly, and then I
Mhm.
had my 2 jobs, and I think for anyone, it's not sustainable for I mean, but for college students, we have a 3-month break for summer, but I think after that 3-month break, you go back to your classes, right? You don't have all day to focus on your physical health. You're gonna be doing academics.
Mhm.
So I
Okay.
think,
So
I yours and Mike's, is a much more sustainable option for starting
mhm.
out, and I'd say for intermediate. And
Yeah.
I know I said earlier that it was a intermediate challenge. I think after week 1 check-in, I'd change it now and definitely say it's a very highly advanced
Mhm.
routine and challenge.
Okay. So with that being said, we could move on to Prit's results for the challenge.
Can we go back to mine real quick? I have to
Mhm.
add
Yep.
something. So a lot of people might, you know, wonder why I only have 2 pictures, but this is like my preference, and losing weight is kind of one with one against you. It's like mental battle that you have every day. Because for me, look, it doesn't. I don't really care like what's going on in the middle of the process. The only thing I care about is beginning and the end, how I finish whatever I have in mind. Because like once you take picture every single day, like your eyes adapt how you look every day. You might not realize, but your eyes adapt without you realizing. So you would think like you will start overthinking, say, okay, I'm nothing's really changing. I'm not making any progress. Also, waiting up yourself every day. The only thing issue I have, like, you might not see change because one day you might be like, for example, I was 200 pounds. Next day I was 202. I would say, what's going on? Why am I gaining weight? But at the end of week, instead of 200, I was 198. So that mental
Mhm.
uh, dragging part, like not seeing result, is the hardest part. So one thing I would recommend to people is to not be obsessed of your body weight and shape of your body every single day that you feel like you have to check it. Like take them 1 week and just you will see much better results. Like for example, these 2 pictures, like you will see boom, much difference than if I had to look, every single day.
Mhm.
So
So
but
like just for
that's
that mental
yeah, yeah,
mental note, like it's not always like you're keeping at the
hmm
same like pace, like you're always changing and like you're always improving even though you don't notice
yeah.
it. So
Like you
I
might not realize, but like once you see you're not getting results that you want, like you're starting to question yourself. You might
Mhm.
question, is it really worth going to the gym? Why am I gaining weight? Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I would say if you want to make your mental battle easier, don't be obsessed with your weight and how you look. Just
Mhm.
make sure you make progress every week or even every month, and it should be good for you.
Mhm.
Then
Um,
how would you know that you're making progress?
I just say you're just gonna check weekly or even monthly. Like you can see my monthly result, like beginning of the month, end of the month. You can see the result. Like I don't know. A lot of people might like uh, looking at the middle of the process, but for me, I don't care what's going on in the middle. I just need to see beginning and the end of the results of
mhm.
myself. I don't know about other people. Everyone has their own preference, but
Preference, yeah.
yeah. But my preference and what makes easier mentally for me is that checking up weekly weight and maybe even with the pictures monthly difference.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess it all
And
depends on how like other people like how they prefer like seeing themselves and like how
Yeah,
their brain works. Like what makes them motivated and depends on what they need to see to get motivated.
yeah,
Like different factors that can make them feel that way.
yeah. Yeah, and also like you might beginning of the episodes we said set the goal and make sure you reach it. But once you set that goal and you start checking on it every day and you don't see the results, you mentally start crashing down. So
Mhm.
that's the part, mental health plays a lot of heavy role in losing weight.
Mhm.
So I'm just staying out there to make sure your mental state is in right
Mhm.
place.
So there's
So,
more
guys,
than one way to record
mhm.
weight, and he's
Yeah,
your way. And other people like Joshua and Son and Alex, they might have done it like every day or per week, just
yeah,
to help them see what's going on. You can also like tracking it every day might be demotivating, and it might be like tedious to do. But also like once you see, I feel like it's more easier to see yourself falling off track and like easier to like fine tune and like change up like if your diet is like not working. It's easier to see pick up like faster compared to like longer breaks. But everyone
Mhm.
else, everyone's method probably works better for
yeah.
them.
Mhm. And we also got love from the chat for Alex from Diego Murillo. He says nothing but love for Alex. You have a fan here, it seems like. But I
Thank you,
also
Diego.
want, mhm. And I also wanted
Yeah,
to say,
Diego.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, Diego was supporting me when I told him that I was going to do the Ronaldo challenge, and he said he had his faith in me that I would complete it. So
Hmm.
we did it, Diego.
Oh, there you go. So now, we have a very special guest that's returning to the podcast today.
Ooh,
Oh
Ooh.
the big
well,
man on the stage.
mm-hmm. Looks like his mic is muted, but he doesn't know.
Bro came behind the scenes like Lord Palpatine.
He had to fix his mic. He didn't unmute his mic.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Sorry I'm a little late. Had to take care of some things in the background setting, but yeah, I'm excited to hear what's left of whoever's going.
Hmm. And so we'll move on to Prit's reveal. Yeah, there you go, Prit. You can continue.
All right, so I did the low FODMAP diet. These are my statistics. So I started at 158, ended at 157. I didn't lose too much weight, but the main goal of my diet was to find out food triggers for me and what I was already eating, and see what foods to avoid that might cause me digestion and gut health issues. So basically, I was banned from eating like a lot of foods that might be common to other people, like dairy, onions, garlic, a lot of wheat. For me, especially in my diet, or in my normal diet before the challenge, I'm Indian, so we have like a lot of onion and garlic in our foods, basically almost all of them. And so, like when I took up this diet, I have to change a lot depending on what I ate for dinner, and like a lot switch some stuff around like my basic main like meal plans and like recipes. So basically, what I had to do, I don't usually eat breakfast, but when I do, I would have cottage cheese, which is one of the few cheeses I'm allowed to have on the low FODMAP diet. I'm not allowed to have other soft cheeses um, that contain like high amounts of lactose. I can have uh, some other cheeses like cottage cheese, Parmesan cheese, and cheese that's been fermented because the fermented process gets rid of the lactose. So I had to make a lot of adjustments here and there. Um, Eggs were a big part of my diet because I was allowed to have eggs, and eggs is a popular breakfast meal. So I would find myself eating eggs with a lot of what I do. And actually, cereal was like a craving food for me. So like in the middle of the night, I would eat cereal sometimes before the diet, and I'm not allowed to have cereal because cereal is like high in sugar, which is
Hmm.
high fructose. I'm not allowed to have milk. I can't have milk because of lactose, and I can have cereal because of the wheat. So it's like a big no-no. And I found that after the diet plan, like the diet challenge was said and done, um, some foods that I think may have been triggers for me personally were actually like a lot of what I eat anyway. It's like garlic. I feel like wheat is also a big high fructose for me. That triggers my gut health. During the challenge, I found that it was definitely noticeable that I experienced less bloating and gas issues. Um, and it created like a more of a like a stable environment for me, where after each meal it wasn't like it was less unpredictable in terms of consistent digestion and less bloating, abdominal discomfort. Um, and it's amazing how quickly or how different you can feel once you remove those fermentable carbs and sugars. It
So
also
I just wanted to ask, so like you even during the challenge, it was kind of difficult for you to like uh to like avoid some cravings, or like you had to have some cheats like during the challenge, like how exactly did that go?
um, I'm allowed to have honey, so like whenever I was craving sugar, I would have honey, and I didn't really I don't really drink too much like soda. Unless if it's not like directly in front of me, I don't really go out my way for any of that stuff. Um, not to say that it's not like I don't really crave it, but it's not like I think a lot of it was like I'm just like too lazy to go buy something like that.
Mhm.
I'd rather just stay home and find what I can eat. If I had to, I would go outside and cook, like I said during the diet when food wasn't easily accessible. I had to like figure out my own recipes, such as the cottage cheese and eggs. At first glance, I took a picture of my meal. It looked a little disgusting, but it tasted better than it looked. I put some cheese in there, cheddar cheese, and it was good.
Yeah, I seen it. It did look disgusting. If I do say so myself.
Yeah, and actually, my family was also helped me out with the diet as well. My mom, when she cooks, she would try to avoid some of the FODMAP specific items that I have to avoid, such as garlic and onion. We made like a dish that we used to have all the time without onion and garlic, and since it's like a big part of the meal originally, we thought it would be like very different, like the end product. But surprisingly, it wasn't that different, and it wasn't actually too bad. So it might be something that we look into and experiment more with coming in the future as well.
Mhm. How do you feel like your stomach and your gut health was during the whole challenge? Like, did you feel like taking out certain foods that you wouldn't usually like you would usually have in your diet? Like, how did that feel like after the challenge?
I feel like during the diet challenge, you kind of take it for granted as you move on because it's a slow process eliminating all your foods. So you don't really notice it until like the later stages once you realize, wow, like my gut feels more stable, like I don't feel any kind of like pain, like abnormalities, bloating, like I don't feel gassy or like it doesn't hurt. I feel more clear-headed and energized. Mentally, I would say that sticking to this kind of diet would be empowering in a way because this diet definitely takes out like a lot of common foods that you would not expect to be like problems for your gut to be in there. And if you're not like researching and looking at what you can and can't eat, you might be unexpectedly having a food item that's high in FODMAP and might not even realize it. And the discipline that you have once you complete the diet is something that I feel like is special, and it gives you a new sense of control over your health that you don't have before. Because now that I'm done with a diet and I'm eating food that I normally eat, I have noticed that I've been more like bloated and gassy since before the challenge, and seeing this difference, like once got right out of the diet, it really puts into perspective like um, the benefits that the diet really brought and
Mhm.
the effects to mood, focus, and overall like balanced and healthy tune that my body had during the diet. So I would
And
say
there's a question from the chat. What food did you miss the most?
Oh, and there's a dono in there. There's a
Oh,
$20 dono
oh,
specifically for Alex. So let's just give a round of applause for.
who's it from?
Alex.
Who's it from?
It's from MP4 Change.
Thank you very
So,
much, MP4
thank you.
Change.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
That's a big donator in our stream. Very recently has been on it. So I really appreciate we all really appreciate the $20. How much was it?
Yeah, $20.
Yeah, thank you for everything. And Prip, back to that. What food did you miss the most?
I would say that the food that I miss the most, I was like I used to go to Wawa all the time, and I feel like I can't get anything from Wawa anymore. So I feel like I missed that the most.
No more late night Wawa runs or nothing like that.
Yeah, bro.
You
That's
check the
the-
whole menu too.
I had to stick to oat milk, bro.
Oh,
And surprisingly, it was a good replacement. And Joe Sean was actually the one that showed me it. Replace oat milk with my milk. It
Yeah.
was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was a big thing that I had to do during my diet. Like I'll usually have coffee with regular dairy, but like I had to change it to oat milk as a substitute. So like finding things that you can substitute for your diet is a really good thing, and I feel like that helped me along the way. And I could say like even now that I think about it, like I could say like my stomach like also stool wise was like it felt like a little worse even after the challenge because I was back to certain foods. So I would say like the Japanese diet or even maybe even for Prit really helped my stomach. There's also another question in chat for Prit. What food did you find out bothered you, which you weren't aware of before doing the FODMAP?
I think it was garlic. Because it was like I never really it never I can't say it didn't bother me before, but I would say I never really noticed it before because it was in everything I ate. So like since it was like in everything I was eating, there was really no way for me to know that that food was one of my like trigger foods. And I feel like that's why I feel like this diet is like something that everyone should give a try, like at least once, because it helps you identify like what foods cause you problems and like how specialized your gut health is.
Mhm.
And I want to say like this diet is like more not about eliminating foods, but it's more like about gaining awareness about what makes you feel the best that you can.
So would you say you would like kind of take garlic out of your diet? Because I know it's a big part of like the regular meals you eat every day. Is it convenient enough for you to take it out of your diet?
I think that's something that I'll have to see for later. But I do think that it'll definitely be beneficial for me to like cut it out more and like have it have a less impact in my diet. But I'll see if I can fully cut it out. But I think I'll definitely be able to reduce it significantly,
Mhm.
just to help me feel like more better after
And
eating.
I feel like the audience might want to hear from San. Like, what do you think about how Prit's challenge went? Like, from what you see and like any differences or like, what do you think?
I don't think they should really be looking at the physical differences. I think it's more about like Prit's been talking about for his um, gut health because you're really trying to find those triggers and really notice things that have been affecting your stomach in a way that like you never thought of before, and that's why the entire low FODMAP diet has a whole process to it, and you're supposed to start with by eliminating almost everything, and then slowly reintroducing things back in to then find your triggers, and that's how Prit was able to identify something like garlic because he's eaten food and almost every like a majority of the food he's eaten contains garlic and onion and those type of root vegetables, and it didn't really come to his attention that it was a trigger for him until he went and did this diet, and the fact that he had some success with his stool and his bowel movement just shows that this diet pretty much worked for the purpose it's meant for. So I think you pretty much have to take in more of like the categories of like mind energy, because as we know, the gut, there's something called the gut brain axis, which means that what's going on in your gut microbiota directly influences things like energy and mental clarity. So looking at those statistics are much more valuable than looking at um, uh, more of the physical characteristics.
Mhm. Is there anything else that you would like to like explain for your diet or like things like that, Prit?
Um, I would like to say that for my diet, like it's especially important to be more on your game, because I feel like if you don't stick to the FODMAP diet, then like that little bit of FODMAP might turn into a high FODMAP food, and it will basically like ruin your diet, and you'll still be getting those effects that you don't want, even if you introduce like one piece of FODMAP that you may be affected by. So I would try to stress to try to stay on your FODMAP, or keep your FODMAP foods to a low level as possible while you're on the diet. And if you're able to find out which foods that don't affect you, then that are on the FODMAP list, then that's great. Um, According to the diet, you're able to reintroduce foods that you're allowed to eat and that don't trigger you at all, back into the diet to make the variety of recipes that you can eat like at least a little more better or enjoyable.
And would you recommend this diet as a whole, like to somebody that wants to lose weight, or somebody that wants to find out what's going wrong with their digestive system and like want to fix like how they feel? Like who would you recommend this to?
I would recommend this to someone that has like problems or complaints about bloating, gas issue, digestive issue, IBS, anything to do with gut health, bowel movements, stool. Even for those that are feeling down, they feel tired, lazy. Um, like San said, it might be connected to your gut health and how it affects you, and how the nutrients you eat and how they affect you. Like the FODMAP items, they can affect different people differently depending on what type of FODMAP it is and what's in there. So I would say, yeah, I mean, I would recommend this to people who are experiencing any of those issues or want to discover more about their body in general. I feel
Yeah.
like it's like a more about self-discovery more than anything. This diet.
And I just wanted to give a shout out to the 10 viewers in our chat. This is a good. I feel like this is a good mark in our viewership. You know, so thank you for all the viewers for watching. Just letting you know.
Yeah, thank you guys very much.
Big
Mhm.
ups, you guys.
Thank you for the support.
Here to give you wisdom.
Yeah,
Okay.
always.
Yeah, that's true. And so like if without further ado, we can move on if you guys don't have any questions.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So I want to ask what do you guys like in all your diets? Like, what food did you feel like was your favorite, like to eat during your diet? And was there anything that you really missed? And is there a diet that you really want to try? For me, I would say that I want to try the paleo diet, because I feel like it contains like niche activities that you don't really see in our diets, like standing on the grass for like 10 minutes and staring at the sun.
He
Yeah.
asked and answered his own question.
So
But
yeah, I feel like that's definitely very niche and interesting
mhm,
too.
yeah. So for me, I feel like salmon was a big thing that I really liked in my diet. Like even saying that my favorite food is sushi. I really enjoyed like having pan-seared salmon like even every day. It really was like a tasty thing for me, as well as like really healthy for me with high in omega-3. So like it really like helped my digestion, because you can break down fish way easier than red meat. So I think like also playing with the cooking methods with the salmon really kind of made it more interesting for me. So yeah, salmon was like definitely the food for me.
Would
Alex, what about you? Oh, what were you gonna say, Britt?
I was gonna ask you if you think that you got better at cooking salmon, because I know you taught me how to a different method of cooking salmon over earlier.
Yeah, so yeah, like even cooking salmon, like I felt like I found like better ways as the time moved on. So like you can even use this challenge as like a way to find new recipes or like cook new things that you haven't before and add it to even your diet after the challenge. So I think like it was good for me to like be more creative like in the kitchen. So yeah, so Alex, what about you?
I'll be real. I used to have only steak maybe once a week or even once every 2 weeks. And I'd say 90% of my protein came from steak, and I really enjoyed it. I asked Sahan how he does his steak, and I took some tips from him, and I really enjoyed those tips, and I really had the best steak I think for this last month. So they really helped me get my protein in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to take some tips and put them to use because to be honest, cooking's not that hard at the end of the day, and the fact that you could eat that over and over again, just like I do, and not get tired of it, I think that shows value because not a lot of people believe in themselves to cook, but it's nothing too difficult, and it's easy to learn too.
Mhm. What
Yeah,
about you,
for sure.
San? Like, what was your food of the month?
Um, Instead of saying a protein, which I would probably say, I actually started to really enjoy sweet potatoes, much to the point that I kind of now even prefer preparing sweet potatoes more than regular potatoes. I just like the texture of it better. It's a little bit more creamy as well if you do like a mashed potato. If you put cinnamon on it as well, like it can taste pretty good. So I would say sweet potato, and also I felt much better on sweet potato as well because of the added fiber it has, unlike a regular potato, which is a lot more starchy. So if I had to pick a food, I would get that one. And if I had to pick another diet to probably try out, it would probably be either the Mediterranean or the Japanese diet, one of those two.
What about you, Mike?
Um, for me, like Sahan, sweet potatoes was the best part. Also, those baby small potatoes, easy to cook, easy to bake, and mostly like seafood and red meat.
Mhm.
And the one diet I would try probably breakfast because I feel like it's like one time thing just to figure out what's good, what kind of reaction different food has on your body. So I would definitely try that out. And currently, I'm reading this book about the dry fasting. So I'm getting more into it, and I feel like my next challenge is this 7 day dry fast, which I will definitely do it
Yeah, maybe
because
we'll all try the dry fast, like if you're all open to it. We'll see. You never
yeah,
know, you know? It
yeah,
might be
but
the next challenge.
I'm definitely will be taking part of it because after reading, I mean, I read like half of the book currently, and even half of the book left the impression that my body definitely needs this restart and reboot.
Mhm. Yep. And without further ado, we can move on to San's review.
Okay, guys. As you know, I did the Epi Paleo diet along with Mike. I don't know how much he covered about the fine details about what you're allowed to eat and not allowed to eat, but just to give like a rerun, what you mainly want to do is consume foods that are in season and that are whole foods, that are sourced locally. So local, in season, fresh and whole foods is pretty much the target things you want when you're picking your groceries out. And since it's summertime, I had a lot more options to choose from as far as seasonality compared to like a season, for example, like winter, where most of the crops have been harvested already, and you can only have access to things like legumes or things like that. But I was able to diversify my diet, I guess, if you say, or what I ate. By a good amount, I ate a lot of fruits. Watermelon and berries were the main ones. I was missing out on mango, but it's a tropical fruit that doesn't grow at our latitude. So unfortunately, that was not able to be a part of my diet, and that's what pretty much I was consuming for fruits. So berries and watermelons, and then if you go to vegetables, I was getting in a lot of leafy greens like spinach and kale. I don't really like kale, but I preferred spinach, um, especially cooked with garlic. That would be my greens and any other greens that would grow in the season. We have a herb garden in my backyard, and we're now growing a lot of good new vegetables that are getting up to pretty good size. So a lot of the vegetables that I've been consuming are literally right out of my backyard, which you can't get more local than right outside of your backyard. So that's like a win-win for me. And then moving on to the proteins, um, the epipaleo diet asks you to consume a lot of fish and eggs, especially in the morning. The fish, the reason that they recommend it for the fish is because of the DHA content it has, which, as everyone knows, is linked to increased brain function and things like that, and also energy efficiency. And there's so many other benefits to consuming fish and seafood as well. They provide so much protein and a lot of good vitamins and minerals. And I would say if you kind of do like a protein ladder of what I was consuming the most, fish would have been at the top. The second would have been eggs and red meat. I put those in the same kind of category because I had eggs almost every breakfast. And then last would have, or under that would have been chicken, and then last would have been pork. I didn't really consume a lot of pork. You're allowed to, but I just don't really reach for pork or prepare it that often, so I wasn't really preparing or eating pork in general. But yeah, now that I've let you guys know all the kind of fine details, the one other crucial part of the epipaleo diet is, like Prit said, that he was interested in waking up uh, directly at sunrise, going outside, planting your feet into the ground, which is called grounding. You want to make sure there's no like power lines or anything going under your feet, or you want to go to a place like a park, unless if you don't have access to a place with not a lot of power lines under you. So my backyard was good enough for that, and I would wake up, look towards the direction of the east, which the sun rises, and the sunrise for uh, around this time is roughly like 5:30 to like 6 o'clock. So anywhere between that time, I was waking up, getting outside, putting my bare feet on the grass, and looking towards the direction of the sun. This was a pretty weird thing for me to do at the time because I never done something like this before. But I was surprised how instantly you can feel like more alert and more awake in the morning. Um, and if you guys don't know, we talked about circadian rhythm on our sleep episode, and a huge part of setting your circadian rhythm and having a good circadian rhythm that's in alignment with your environment. A huge part of that is getting up in the morning and getting having the morning light touch your eyes, because that's really what's going to dictate your internal clock and match it with the clock of your environment. And that's super important because then it trickles down and kind of regulates when all of your other cellular processes occur as well. So it's not something, or I mean, it's something that you should be doing every day, regardless of what diet you're on. And this epipaleo diet just kind of opened my eyes to it and helped me stress on that idea of getting up in the morning even more. So I would say that definitely helped, and my sleep improved a lot from that. As you can see, on day one, my sleep was around a 4. I don't know why, but sometimes I I'm very prone to falling into bad sleep habits, especially if I've stayed up one night like super long. But yeah, this was like probably one of the fastest ways I've ever used to help reset my sleep. And as you can see, by the end of the 30 days, I was able to get it up to around an 8, which in my mind, that's like a 4 rating increase, which is a huge success. And yeah, so I think that mainly helped with like the morning sunrise and the grounding. It definitely helped with my sleep a lot. And another thing it also helped with was my mental clarity in the morning. I really felt awake and alert, and whatever I was doing in the morning was very productive. And this is unusual to me because usually I'm a slow starter to the day. So I'll have to get up super early if I want to get going. And I don't usually get going unless I like consume a coffee or something like that. But I was noticing that I didn't really have to rely on caffeine as much especially in the morning, and just waking up with the and looking at the sunrise was like kind of like my caffeine boost or spike in the morning,
Yeah,
and that was
I just want to say, like, I could see that, like, going from day 1 to 30, you had to take time to adapt kind of to the diet. Like, it looked like from day 14, your body started improving more and more, like, overall. And like, yeah. So what do you think? What do you think? Like, how many days did it take for your body to readjust?
um I think the first week my stomach was like a little upset more than usual. I think it's because uh what happens on this diet is you tend to consume a little bit more fat than usual because of the eggs and some of the fatty meats that you're getting from seafood and stuff like that. So that uh, gave me like a little bit of readjusting period. Um, I know the day from what is it the day 7 to day 14. It looks like I think it looks the same. I think I look a little bit leaner in the 168.2 day, which is the day 7. But I think it's just because of like body fluid fluctuations, and I roughly stayed the same weight throughout the entire challenge. I only went like up or down by just a few, or not even a few, a couple pounds, and I think that was good for me because uh, another thing that I noticed about the diet, which was also super helpful, was um, the fact that I didn't have too many overloading like cravings or anything like that. Another thing this diet's supposed to do is regulate your hormones. So in a way that um, your appetite is then reset and back to normal levels. I know overeating is like a huge issue in the United States, and I think if people went on this diet, they could reset their hormone such as leptin, which is responsible for appetite, and they can stop overeating and get back to where they're supposed to be. So, because throughout the challenge, I didn't find myself like craving extra food or overeating or binge eating at all, and I just didn't feel the need for it. Not that I didn't have, like, I didn't even have cravings for it. So I didn't have cravings for it, and I didn't feel the need to overeat or indulge in anything. So I think as far as like difficulty of this, it was not super easy because of like I had to find out new foods to eat because I relied a lot on rice. But switching it up just a little bit uh, uh, made a pretty good impact. And I thought that I was able to like stay roughly the same weight, not go up or down too much, which I didn't. My goal wasn't really to put on size or lose body fat, but whatever the course of the diet took me, that's where I ended up. And I think I ended up um, uh, better, not just physically, but also with all of my metrics on here. So I'll just run through
Yeah,
like
like,
the day 1 versus day 30. Wait, go ahead.
like, it's safe to say that you did gain muscle mass as well as become more lean because of you keeping the same weight, and still looking more lean, as well as, like, it looks like you gained some more muscle. So I think, like, your body improved a lot that aspect.
Yeah, I think I don't know what's going on with my camera. Hold on. Okay. Well, I apologize for my camera, but yeah, I would agree so too. My lifts in the gym definitely improved over the course of the month. Even though I wasn't in a calorie surplus or something like that, I was still getting good performance in the gym. And yeah, as you guys can see, I think I made pretty decent progress for 30 days. Um, I I think I definitely put on more muscle, not just in like the shoulder and chest region, but then also with my like midsection. The last week, I think I ended up like leaning out in the midsection a bit more than like the rest of the weeks. And I don't know if that had to do with like anything switched up in my training. My training was pretty consistent, so um, even before the challenge, so um, I was pretty much just changing the diet and my like morning routine as far as waking up, and this is the like difference it gave me, which is I think uh, a lot for 30 days, and I think this is something easy and in all aspects, I think it hasn't taken away from my life. It's only improved my life in almost every single aspect. So um, I only have good words for this diet, and I would definitely recommend it for literally everyone. The only thing is sometimes it may seem a little bit strict, but I think that gives you more room to think about new dishes to try or resort back to like what's traditionally made in your area. Um, I did a podcast on the Wednesday with um, one of our professionals, and he's a chef, and he talks about how food is like supposed to be seen as nourishment, not just as fuel, like bodybuilders say. And when you go back to cooking and trying to find different recipes to do, it pretty much takes you all back to tradition. So just looking up the traditional ways on how food is prepared and looking at traditional recipes like is a good way to start and learn how to cook. And then once you develop the skill on how to cook, it doesn't really get too hard. Of course, you're gonna have to dedicate more time at the start because you're learning, but in the long run, it's just gonna add to your life and help you.
Mhm.
And yeah, um, I think I
And
think
how
Great,
uh,
can
great,
oh
great
we have
progress with the ab tones, bro. You see on the last thing, very detailed abs.
yeah
yeah,
I heard that
I
you
appreciate
changed
it, bro.
your some of your routine for your ab routine. Like did you change anything like towards the end? Like I heard you say that some time.
No, actually, what I started doing is all I did was just hanging leg raises. Just one exercise. I hit it like every other day, only 2 sets to failure, and I started doing that like probably like 2 weeks before the like day one. But yeah, I just stuck. I wasn't even completely consistent with it. At least I was hitting it at a minimum of like 1 to 2 times a week. And literally, if you just, I have like a pull-up bar that's pull-up and dip bar station in my basement. I would just go down there, spam some hanging leg raises, and like that was it. I think that pretty much like as far as training wise, I think that's literally what took me from the beginning all the way to the end. And mind you, these all of these pictures are like of me flexing my abs. So like I try to keep them all consistent by having them all flexed. And yeah, I definitely see a difference from like the beginning and end. And it was literally only one exercise that took me probably I don't know like six, not like under 5 minutes to do.
Yeah, like little things like this could even change like aesthetically how you look. Like you can do like just the leg raises or even crunches to help your midsection as well. And also there's someone in the chat saying, how can someone who's vegetarian or only use chicken accommodate to your diet? And I feel like I could try all your diets except the Ronaldo diet. Can someone who hasn't eaten much meat do any of them?
I definitely think someone who doesn't eat much meat can like find different ways to approach each of the diets. The thing that the main difficulty that I think vegetarians and vegans find um, with their diet is finding like good protein sources, because a lot of the protein you get from things that are plant-based are not as bioavailable as proteins that come from animals. So that's the main I don't know how to word this, like a main difficulty that someone who's vegetarian would experience. But I think maybe considering like introducing, I don't know, one animal protein or eggs. I know vegetarians can eat eggs. Eggs are like I definitely think you should like stock up on eggs and eat a lot of eggs because they have a lot of vitamins and good vitamins and minerals and are good on the protein as well. So
Yeah,
I
you
think it's
said
all
before
about
it's very nutrient dense.
yeah,
And
yeah.
mhm.
If you guys seen my TikTok, in my TikTok, I showed the floating breakfast, and the main protein for the breakfast was eggs. So, and yeah, I talked about like some of the nutrients in there, and yeah, that's why I definitely recommend that. And I'm pretty sure eggs fall under vegetarian. I
Mm.
could be wrong, but yeah, I would definitely. I think the main thing you have to look for is like the protein. You could definitely supplement with protein powder or things like that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there are
probably the
also
main
like
problem.
plant-based protein powders, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's also plant-based protein powders. The only thing with the plant-based is, but again, like I said, it's not as bioavailable. But say if you're strictly only on a plant-based diet and you know like you're not getting a lot of protein, I would definitely reach for any of those protein powders, just to add because protein is pretty much what's gonna like help your body recover from all of your training sessions, and it helps in so many things regarding metabolic function and things like that. So that's the main thing you're missing out
And
on as a vegetarian.
and as for the Japanese diet, for someone who's vegetarian, there's a lot of things like soy-based proteins within the Japanese diet which are allowed, like tofu and edamame. So substituting things like that, like since you can't eat the fish or the red meat, I mean red meat's not even a part of it, but like there's many things that you cut out from using the Japanese diet, but you can also use the soy-based proteins like tofu to like get your source of protein and fuel your body. So that's another thing that a vegetarian person can do during this diet. And
And
for
Tahan, I had a
for
question.
Mhm.
So I think you mentioned already, would you do this again in the near future?
Yeah, I would definitely do this again, and I think it's something that I want to maintain. The only thing that like is kind of stopping me is like mainly the tropical fruit. I love eating tropical fruit like mangoes and pineapple and also rice. So like those two things would probably like stop me from being super consistent uh, on this diet. I don't
Dang,
know, someone's book fell or something.
I didn't
But
know
yeah,
that's true.
I think I think uh I think those
Yeah,
two
bro.
things, the tropical fruit and then the rice, because they're not really allowed on a uh the epic paleo diet. Those would be the only things really stopping me. Unless I move to like Costa Rica or something, or like some tropical location, then you kind of unlock new foods to eat. So move to some place where they have good food that grows there, and then you unlock every single
Yeah,
food that you want
So if you
that you
could,
could want there.
so if you could edit it in a way, if you had to run it back one more time, you would do that, like move to Costa Rica?
Yeah, I'll move to Costa Rica. Your supporter Diego, he's from there too, so he could hook me up with a spot over there, and yeah, get me all sorted. And I'll go to the fruit market and get all the tropical fruit I need, and then I'll be good. I'll be perfect, perfect after that. I don't think I'll
Perfect
have to.
diet?
Yeah, I don't even think I'll have to hop off the diet. I can
mhm.
stick with that.
Oh.
like for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and then
That
like
might be the final resting piece.
like even in like when we were in Hawaii, like there's many tropical fruits that we never heard of. Like people around the world could like use what they have around them to their advantage. So if you live in Hawaii or things like or like anything tropical or things like that, like use it to your advantage. It's a good help.
I don't know if it counts. They still say they don't recommend rice on the epipaleo, but um, Bali, when we were there, they had so many rice terraces. So um, if I mean it's growing locally and it's in season, so if it's allowed there, then maybe I might have to make a trip back to Bali, and might not be a temporary one, might even be a permanent one.
Mhm.
In reference to what you said earlier about how like most of the diets are just like traditional like food that people used to make back in the day. So with that opinion, would you say that modern diets or Western diets or not diets but like recipes are getting more and more like unhealthy or like more like out of what you need or want?
Yeah, it's all based on the like concept of nourishment, and I think the Western diets not only are getting unhealthier with how the everyone's like consuming so much more sugar and things like that. It's also getting out of whack in the sense of like people are like as far as like bodybuilders, they're doing the most diabolical stuff. They're gonna like put some ground beef in a pan and then put some other weird spices on it, and then they're gonna put it on top of rice, and they call that a meal. I cannot understand in what universe that's a good meal.
Yeah, I've seen
But
one
that's
guy.
also something.
Mhm.
That's also another thing I want everyone to stay away from. Please do not eat like that. I am begging you, do not eat like that. Don't don't put ground chicken in a pan and let it sit and then put it on top of just plain rice and then eat that.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
want to
one of the
say
worst.
like
That's one of the worst things.
there was one guy that was eating ground beef out of a plastic bag. Like he was squeezing it and then like ground cooked ground beef will come out the other side and he would just eat it as a snack during the day. So yeah, that's like a crazy different level.
Low key,
So even though it's, what'd you say, Fred?
low key accessible, bro, and efficient.
Okay, it might be efficient, but that's just disgusting.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about tradition. Like in tradition, they have all these like classic foods and things that have been made from people developing recipes over time, and I think that's a much better way to eat than eating just for fuel. It's like yeah, I talked about this on that Wednesday podcast with Mr. Dave Cunningham, and he pretty much said food is seen as fuel nowadays instead of nourishment, and that's a huge problem. And when he means seeing food as fuel, it's literally like I just said. When you see a typical bodybuilder meal, that is the least appetizing meal I have ever seen in my life. And all of these guys have been to my house, and I have never gave them a bad. I might have gave them like, actually no, I can stand on. I'm gonna stand on business
Never.
right now. I never gave them a single bad plate of food in my life. I've never served Mike or Alex one plate of food that they haven't cleared either. They cleared all their plates also. So I will stand on business when it comes to that. And I'm not a 5-star chef by no means, and I was still able to feed them all pretty good.
Yeah,
What would you
simple
guys say?
things that you can cook simple things and it will taste delicious just because you did it the right way. I think like don't overcomplicate like cooking because it could be something that's really easy. Um, yeah.
Damn, bro, just gave all of us big back allegations, bro.
Yeah, low key
No, it's
inspired.
all health. A lot of healthy food though. A lot of healthy food.
Yeah, healthy food too, not just not something, not all these like pastries or nothing like that.
Yeah,
all
like
good healthy food.
yeah, even when they came over and we're on the diet, like we made foods that cater to each other's diet. So also being mindful of like what we were eating and giving to our friends was like important as well. So uh that definitely helped them.
Do you guys think you can eat too much healthy food? Like, like people say you can die from too much water, and no one would expect that.
I think that's in this like that's talking about like crazy excessiveness. So like, if you think about calories, like of course you would get fat if you eat a lot of like if you're in a calorie surplus of eating healthy foods. But I don't like people worrying about calories because all of those things like appetite are regulated by your hormones already. So you don't really have to count calories. You just have to eat right. And if you eat right, you're not going to eat too much, is like what I would say. So eating healthy would make you eat the right amount of food instead of overeat. So I don't think eating healthy
Yeah,
would
like
would have like bad benefits for you. What
like
I do think is like indulging in a craving once in a while is like a good thing to do just to like kind of reward yourself, but do it in a healthy way.
like you could say like somebody say a steak is like really healthy for you, and you is if you ate it every day, and like the same thing, even though you say it's healthy, eating all that high saturated fat might lead to some heart problems or things like that, like having too much greasy food. So like I think having a balanced diet is what's most important.
And earlier, in reference to grass grazing or ground touching, would you say that you would have to do you have to be like fully immersed in the ground touching, or can you wear headphones and listen to music?
No, nothing. You like if you're wearing headphones listening to music, that's already a non-native EMF. And like I was talking about like not having any power lines running, any major power lines running underneath you, um, because that wouldn't be considered grounding. Uh, so that's also like kind of uh, going against what like the purpose of grounding, which is to
What if you were
go ahead.
to say sitting on a chair and your feet were on the grass and you were just reading a book and nothing electronic?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine too. Yep. Sometimes I was like too tired to stand up, so I would just bring like a chair out into the grass, and I would just sit and face the direction of the sun. That's still considered grounding.
Hmm. And like you guys have any last questions for San, like regarding the epipaleo diet? Like
He basically covered everything that any beginner or some new, maybe we were tuned in, they might have understand based off San's explanation.
mhm.
So you would say that most of your information you got from the Jack Cruz book?
Yeah, the Epipaleo RX has like it's super detailed, and if you don't even want to purchase the book or read the entire book, like his website, which is jackcruz.com or drjackcruz.com, one of those two. You can look up on his blog. He has like so much information on his website. It's through years of his work, so you can look up almost any topic and find information about it. And yeah, that's who I pretty much was looking for information when doing this diet. And he has a cookbook. I won't say the cookbook is like the best thing in the world, but it's out there, and it can give you some good ideas when trying to make different recipes and things like that.
And if you say we wanted to take a look at these books or own a physical copy, can we go to our nearby Barnes and Noble and pick it up, or is it like
I know it's definitely on Amazon, which is probably the how people get most of their books or a lot of their products today. So is Amazon something that's like super accessible? I don't think the book is super expensive either. I don't know if Barnes and Nobles carries it, but yeah, Amazon is like the easiest I think to get a copy of it. And
Okay.
yeah,
San, you can wrap it up. What do you guys think?
and yeah, yeah. Hopefully you guys like seeing our progress after this 30-day challenge, and I hope you guys get inspired to maybe start your own challenge or start your own journey, because as all of us have shown, um, you can find benefits or you can find drawbacks from each respective diet, and I hope this kind of sheds light on what diets can work for you, what may not work for you, and yet hopefully just you get inspired to try your own diet and try to make your own life better. And that's what we're all about here.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Well,
anything else? Anything else you guys have to add?
Thank you
I
guys
just
for
say-
tuning in, I guess.
Yeah, thank you for all you guys for doing this journey with us.
Yeah, thank you for waiting for us like one more week and following us through this journey. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, welcome for it's been Figuring Out Friday, and we will see you on next week's podcast.
We
Please
appreciate
stay
you guys
tuned
here.
in.
Appreciate
Yep,
it.
and make
Thank
sure
you.
to like all of our socials too. And yeah,
Mhm.
peace.